There are a lot of games. There are a huge plethora of different styles of games. A lot of games coming out that are fighting, like my favorite ones, fighting games. A lot of them are interesting with puzzles and shooters and all these different genres. And they're all, for the most part, indies and triple A's, indie games becoming triple A games and whatnot. But there's this very interesting niche thing that I love for games to do, and that is taking a risk into something that seems like it would not benefit at all, but doing it because it's your vision or because you just want to do something different. The elements of Dark Souls and whatnot, of everybody, copying the format of, hey, I'm gonna die. I die, so now I'm gonna go and find my body so I could get my stuff back, has been used a lot. Like Neo, it's been used in games. I mean, it's not a bad thing for the most part. It's not bad that people want to do that, but it's just very interesting whenever I see that, because it's something that, it's cool, but you're not really doing things differently. You're just copying other people. I'm not saying those games are bad because of it. I love Neo. I love Dark Souls. I love Bloodborne. They all take inspiration from each other, but it just feels like it's something that you want to fill in yourself into this void rather than, expanding your thoughts and your horizons. Death Stranding is a game that I never expected to like. All right, I'm not a puzzle guy. If you give me a crossword puzzle or whatnot, I'll probably throw it at your face and tell you no. All right, I'm that kid. I'm that little baby in the table that if you try feeding me broccoli, I'll spit it out and yell at you no. Okay, that's the type of guy I am. For me, it's very interesting whenever I see a game that I never expected to like. I'm not even a Hideo Kojima guy. I've never played any of the Metal Gear games. Like I've played part 1. I think Solid State Soldier, or whatever the one was for the for the PlayStation, the original PlayStation. That was the only one I've played, but I've never been caught up with it. I've heard some things about the most recent one, the Metal Gear 5, but it's not been really good, so I've stayed away from it. I took this game with a grain of salt when I first saw it and started playing it, because I didn't want to get enveloped in playing a game like that I'm never going to play again. Because somebody like me, I'm in college, I'm a college student, so I took a risk with this game and I wasn't disappointed. There's one thing you gotta know about me, and that is that I love games that have deep meanings and deep themes. I love Nier, I love Indivisible, Gravity Rush, something more to just the random, I'ma beat up this guy, beat up that guy. If you're gonna do that, then sure, make a fighting game, make a hacking shooter, or something like Devil May Cry or Dragon Ball FighterZ without Super Dash. But if you're gonna do that, then stick with it all the way. Don't try to give me something half-assed and then expect me to be like, okay, cool, I'll take it. Death Stranding took this into a whole different development. A game about you delivering packages is something so unheard of, so risky, that it felt like something that nobody would ever want to do. It sounds like something an indie developer or somebody that just wants to make games just because they love making games would do. And that's just the type of thing that I got from Hideo when I started playing this game and when I eventually beat it. It's so amazing to me how this guy has a vision like a movie maker, and he goes with that vision with his own thoughts and his own admirations, as well as the people around him, and he uses that to better his story. Norman Reedus, during an interview, was talking about how he loved working with Hideo Kojima and how he was so welcoming to all these tasks and all these things about the way they work with each other and taking ideas from each other rather than just do what I tell you to do. You're getting paid for this by the end of it anyway. Instead, it seemed like that they were actually doing something in a way that is beneficial for both of them, helping each other to make a story in the most best way they thought they could. And I felt like, me personally, they delivered it 100%. The graphics and fidelity of this game is just something that I never would have dreamed of happening. In my personal opinion, it feels like this game is the console's peak, the PlayStation 4's peak. That helped pioneer the way looking forward for each console's generation would go somewhere like this. Going all the way to PlayStation 3, we have freaking The Last of Us, a game that seemed to go bounds and boundaries way above what was the norm for the game industry at the time, taking its risks and making it as much as it could to make the characters more identical to real people as you could ever imagine. And then we have Death Stranding.
Now, I'm not trying to make excuses. I just want you to know that not a day's gone by when I haven't thought about it. Time didn't help. Or the mask. Please, let me finish. The captain, saved my life. You know why they call me Die Hardman. Because he wouldn't let me die. He brought my sorry ass back home every time. And I loved him.
If you come into this game thinking that it's going to be a Breath of the Wild, I could climb literally every single surface, then you're going to have a bad time. It's a delivery game through and through, but it's the story that is so diverse and so twined together like a perfect knitting, basket that makes it all worth it. The story is, in my opinion, probably one of the best I've seen in a little bit. Granted, there are some cheesy stuff like Princess Beach. I could do without that. Not gonna hold you, but I loved every single second of it. Death Stranding is literally my game of the year in many cases, due to its graphic fidelity, due to its amazing story and cast, and due to the world building that felt so natural yet cheesy all the same. In my opinion, it's like the perfect movie that could never happen. That's why I love Death Stranding, and that's why I recommend it for anyone. Like the UCA, we all bound together like a perfect little knot.